Hello everybody, Possum Sausage Forge here. Thought I'd give you a little update on some ongoing projects, what all's in the works, and just, what's been going on. I haven't posted a video in quite a while. Um, so, this right here is the current project that I'm working on. This is actually going to be a barrel. Right, you kind of see a light coming through. So this was a chunk of wrought iron wagon tire. I cut off a 12 inch piece. It was about 3¼ inches wide, 1/2 inch thick. I've rolled it, or didn't roll it, folded it taco style, and forge welded it. You can see the butt end right there. Comes on down, butt end right there. At this point, I need to take my mandrel, which is this guy I've been using to help with forming the rolling. I need to get that guy back in here, make sure this is opened up more round, and then I'm going to forge a section, probably 6 inches or so, maybe a bit more, of octagon. I'm going to taper it round and hopefully end up with about, hoping to get between 2 foot to 30 inch of barrel and turn into a 62 caliber or 20 gauge smoothbore. But it's all an experiment. I've never done that before. Just something I want to try. Another thing that's going to be coming up is Dan Dustin, the guy who I got the hewing axe from that I restored. Did a video on that a while ago. He sent me this one. It's been used as a splitting wedge, really deformed that eye. So I'm going to attempt to straighten that all out. Got quite a bit of cracking in here, just good old wrought iron head. So that'll take some good careful work, try and get that figured out, and that'll become my own personal hewing axe head. He also sent me a bunch of these blanks. They're for making spoon carving knives or hook knives or crook knives, making those out of, and I finished one of them. I forged that, or I ground the bevels first. It's a double bevel. So I forged that, or ground that, and then I forged the bend in it. Put in a nice piece of curly maple. And it carves really well. The only thing is, being double bevel, you can't put your thumb on the back side to help push, So I might make a right hand and a left hand version of that out of some of the blanks I have left. But that's just a little bit of what's going on. See, I just finished up this guy. It's a little single burner brazier. It's part of the blacksmithing challenge that I'm a part of. It's going to come really handy when reenacting. You don't have to dig a little hole for a fire, just have it right there with a grate on it. So that's going to be nice. And then also this current month's challenge is a trammel hook. I've got mine more or less done. Going to do potentially some engraving and or chasing, to be determined. But it's adjustable from 12 inches. Right there would be 12 inch hook to hook. And then 18 inch at the longest, and it's adjustable in 1 inch increments. That was part of the parameters. Got a little forge welded, not really a collar, but I guess it'd be a collar, but it's not a collar weld. So that's forge welded on. Everything was forged into shape and or hot cut. Fun little project, get some use out of that. I want to make a little tripod that would go over the brazier. And I think if I make that tripod about 3 foot tall, there'd be plenty of room to hang this above. And so I can have a pot hanging off of here. Still have room with opening the grate, you know, throw more wood in there. You don't have to worry about setting a pot on the grate. Then whenever you need to add fuel, you have to pull the pot off, open it, put wood in, stoke the fire down, then put the pot back on. Well, this way the pot would just always be hanging there. So that's kind of the plans with that. Otherwise, don't really have a bunch of projects in the works, but these are the biggest. This guy right here, I mean, I probably have, I'm gonna guess, ballpark 30 forge welding heats in it, and I've got to be up around 50 or 60 heats overall, just getting that thing wrapped around and forge welded. So this right here, that barrel, the tube, is kind of my current project that I'm working on. Just an experiment. I don't even know if I'll finish it, like actually, you know, inlet into wood. I don't know, but definitely want to get it finished, get that octagon here on the back about third, and then taper out the barrel or the round part and try and get, you know, 24 to 30 inches. And this is really just an experiment. Eventually I want to make a nicer a rifle barrel. I want to build a flintlock all by hand, including the barrel, lock, everything. So this is kind of an experiment to see how far can I push it, will it work, yada yada. So I'll definitely be kind of finishing this one off, putting a breech plug in it and testing it from a very safe distance. I'll buy some fuse, and if it all goes well, I mean, I might stock it, but for now it's just an experiment. So yeah, I've probably got, you know, ballpark of 75 or so heats in it, and there's still a lot of work to go. I actually, earlier today, as much work as this one took, and it's from, like I said, a wrought iron wagon tire. So I was like, oh, you know, this started out 1/2 inch thick. Well, I went and picked another wagon tire. This one's a bit thinner. But the reason I chose this guy, this wagon tire, is because I could not see any of the grain lines running in it. Once I cut that 1 foot piece off, I could see little inclusions, so I knew it was wrought iron. I was like, well, I've got this one about the same width, but about 1/8 inch thinner, but I could see the lines in it. There's a heavy line on the outside. It was like, oh, let's try this, you know, thinner material, easy to move. And I actually cut this one to length. That'd make about a 40 inch tube, but as soon as I start folding it, it's way too coarse. So that right there might become the material for making the lock and the fittings out of. But this wrought right here, this forged very nicely. Didn't have any delaminations in it. It forged super nice. Need to see if I can close up that weld a little bit. And it's got a, definitely not perfectly centered, but it's got a hole through it. There's a bunch of crap in here from forge scale and flux, but it's a fairly consistent hole through. So I'm hoping by the time that I reintroduce this mandrel, you know, work that back octagon, this is 3/8, so it'll leave plenty of material for boring out to get a nice clean finish inside. That's kind of the plan I'm going with, but that's what I got going on. Got this guy right here, is kind of number one, not really priority, it's what I'm more interested in, and definitely get this guy fixed up. Got these blanks, make a couple more hook knives, and I'm actually thinking about sending this one back off to Dan Dustin, just as a thank you for what all he's given me, along with some scraps of, got some curly maple and some figured cherry. He does a lot of spoon carving, so I think that'd be neat to carve some spoons out of, so I might send him some material. But that's what I got going on right now. Got a little shelf up here. Supposed to give a shout out to him, so thank you, Justin Gingrich. Nice little shelf. Alright, thanks for watching.